Hey mathematicians, so today we are going to first review the three types of patterns that we've learned about, and then we are going to tackle a word problem together that's all about roses. So just to start, what patterns or what types of patterns can you name? What do you remember from last week? There are three different types of patterns that we've learned about, and I'm just going to move my computer so you can see them a little better. But we talked about repeating patterns, and a repeating pattern has the same grouping over and over. For example, we have heart, dot, 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 heart, dot, 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 heart, dot, dot, dot. What would come next? Another heart, right? Dot, dot, dot. Okay, and then we have growing patterns. Growing patterns increase every sequence. So something is added. So here we have 2, and there are 2 dots, 4, 4 dots, 6, 6 dots. And our rule would be plus 2, because 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. So the rule is plus 2. It's a growing pattern. And a shrinking pattern decreases every sequence. Something is subtracted. We have to minus something. So if you look here, we have 10, and the number gets smaller. Then we have 8, and then we have 6. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So the rule would be minus 2. Subtract 2. Okay? 3 different types of patterns: repeating, growing, and shrinking. All right, so we are going to tackle a word problem together. And I learned, because I actually had to re-record this video, that I need the whole whiteboard. Okay? So I'm going to take a picture of this with my phone, because I like the visual of that. And if you wanted to take a screenshot, you could. I'm going to erase, and we are going to talk about a word problem. And this is a story about a person named Trudy. So let me tell you a little bit more about her. So Trudy, she grew 100 rose bushes this summer. She grew 100 rose bushes this summer. And she has a shop, okay? She has a shop, and she's selling these rose bushes. On the first day, she sold 10 of those plants. She sold 10. If she sold 10, would the number be increasing? Would it be growing, or would it be decreasing or shrinking if she sold them? They gave her money and they took them away. It would be decreasing, right? We would have to subtract. And so we would have to subtract 100 minus 10 to figure out how many rose bushes she had on that first day. First day. So we could take 100 and we could subtract 10 by using our fingers. Oops. So I'm going to do that. So I'm at 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90. So after the first day, she would have 90. She would have 90 rose bushes. Now, every single day, she sold 10 rose bushes until she ran out, until she had no rose bushes left. So that means that on the second day, she sold 10 more. So we would have to do 90 minus 10. 90 minus 10. You can count on your fingers. You can pause the video and do that and then come back. Or if you have a 100s chart, it's in your learning kit, you could actually just, if you're in that column, you could just go down by 10 more. So 90 minus 10 would be 80. Does she still have more roses to sell? She sure does. So now we're going to have to figure out how many she has on the third day. So we would do 80 minus what? 80 minus 10. 80 minus 10 equals 70. Does she still have more roses to sell? So on the fourth day, we would have to do 70 minus 10 because she sold 10 every single day. So now she's at 60. Does she have more roses to sell? She does. So now we're on the fifth day. And on the fifth day, we would have to do 60. I'm going to write that small right here. 60 minus 10. 60 minus 10 would be 50. Okay, does she still have more roses? On the sixth day, she sold 10 more. 50 minus 10 would be 40. Let's go to the seventh day. 40 minus 10 would be 30. She's almost out, but she still has more rose bushes to sell. On the eighth day, she sold 10 more, so we would take 30 minus 10, and that would put us at 20. So she has 20 rose bushes, and she has 20, so she still has more to sell. So we're going to go to the ninth day. So we would take 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10 equals 10. And on the 10th day, we would take 10 minus 10. What is 10 minus 10? 10 minus 10 is 0. So on the 10th day, she was done selling her rose bushes. Now give me 1 second. Would you say this is an example of a repeating pattern, a growing pattern, or a shrinking pattern? What happened to the numbers every time? Did they go up? Did they go down? Did we add to 100 or did we subtract from 100? What did we do? We subtracted every time, didn't we? So we know that it is a shrinking pattern. And what was our rule? So we know it was a shrinking pattern. Our rule was minus what? Minus 10. Good. All right. Now, you have, there are a few questions that I am sending to you on Seesaw, and you're going to use this mini lesson to help you. Now, the photo I included on Seesaw is actually from the first mini lesson I did, but I had technology issues, so it didn't load. So the photo will look a little different. It is actually like I used some different colors to help make that number that was decreasing stand out, but it's the same exact concept. But you're going to answer 3 questions. You're going to answer how many roses did she have left on the 4th day? Well, how would you figure that out? You would have to look at that 4th day, right? How many roses were left? You're also going to answer the question, how many roses did she have left on the 7th day? So you're going to look at the 7th day. And then the last question is, how many days will she be able to sell 10 rose bushes a day? So how many days is she able to sell before she completely runs out? Okay? Now, 2nd graders, I did send you some extra practice for patterns. So I sent you a few extra assignments on Seesaw, and you can do those assignments today. You can also do a couple of them tomorrow if you want, but they're really good practice for understanding patterns. And I really want to make sure that you're understanding how patterns work as well. Let's see. Can you remember the 3 types of patterns? If not, I have a couple clues. My first clue is one of them rhymes with repeating pattern, yeah. And then there's also the type of pattern that gets bigger, it grows, it's a growing pattern. And then we also have the type of pattern that gets smaller. It shrinks, just like when we shrink our bodies, it gets smaller each time, right? So we have repeating patterns, we have growing patterns, and we have shrinking patterns. All right, second graders, make sure you do the activities on Seesaw, and I hope you have an awesome day.